The universe of My Adventures with Superman just got blown wide open. The new Season 3 trailer didn't just bring Superboy, it confirmed the arrival of Cyborg Superman and a Green Lantern that changes everything. If you blink at the 45-second mark, you'll miss the biggest secret of this season. Let's start with the main course of destruction, Cyborg Superman. In Season 2, the show had already planted the seed by introducing Henshaw. Now, he returns in full force. And just by seeing him on screen, we can already conclude that Cyborg Superman's look now focuses on technological terror.
He still has that classic ripped-off part of his face revealing the metal skull, but the design ditched that 90s Terminator vibe and adopted more rounded lines and dark tones. He looks like a true mecha anime final boss. In the comics, the Reign of the Supermen arc happens right after Superman's death at the hands of Doomsday, but the show already did its own version of Clark's sacrifice last season. And for Cyborg Superman to make sense in this play, without Clark's literal death, Henshaw will be funded by Lex Luthor to be the ultimate Superman and replace the Man of Steel in the eyes of the Metropolis public. We see him in the trailer leading an army of robots and throwing our Clark through skyscrapers. Lex and Hank Henshaw will likely team up to show that humanity doesn't need an alien, but rather a controllable machine. If we have an evil Superman, we need to balance the scales, and that's where Superboy comes in, who will be voiced by the star Darren Criss. Forget that rebellious 90s Superboy. The anime version is a clumsy nerd who changes the whole dynamic of the group. The Superboy we see in the trailer acts much more like a super hyped-up, kinda awkward nerd who just wants to be part of Clark's friend group.
This adorable personality hides a dark mystery. In the comics, Superboy is a clone created by Project Cadmus, mixing Superman's DNA with Lex Luthor's. The crucial detail here is that Lex will probably use Clark's DNA to create this new Superboy, turning the hero into a controllable weapon. And if you want to read the original comic that inspired this era and see Cyborg Superman and Superboy in action in the comics, I left the link to the definitive edition on our YouTube shopping shelf and in the pinned Amazon comment. It's the perfect guide for this season. And speaking of Lex, the trailer implies that the real villain in this new season is going to be Lex Luthor himself. How is he going to go bald? The certainty is that he will at some point, so much so that a leaked image showing him without hair had already surfaced in the past, so it remains to be seen when and how this will happen. And I'll say more, the fact that he might be the main villain of the season leaves room for a connection with all or most of the villains in this trailer. Notice that they are giving Superman a hard time. That villain at the beginning is using a kryptonite whip. Lex definitely has a finger in the middle of all this, and I really want to see how this all unfolds. And I want to know your theory. Is Lex the villain or just a pawn in something bigger? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoy this kind of deep dive debate, subscribe to Chronicles and drop a like. Here, we don't just watch, we break down every detail.
A good anime isn't just about beatdowns, right? The dynamic of our golden trio is about to be tested like never before. The trailer shows that Clark is ready to settle down, put down roots, and think about a stable future. But our beloved Lois Lane is in her prime. She has finally reached the status of star reporter at the Daily Planet and is terrified by the idea that a traditional relationship might put the brakes on her career. This conflict will be the emotional core of the season. But the one who steals the show in the romance department is her, Supergirl. Kara Zor-El, after the events of Season 2, has decided to follow in her cousin's footsteps and protect Earth. But that's not all. She is actively looking for an Earthling partner, and guess who's in her sights? Jimmy Olsen himself! Jimmy isn't just a photographer now, he's a celebrity journalist after proving that aliens exist. The dynamic of Kara, an intense Kryptonian warrior, flirting with Jimmy, who is completely intimidated by her, promises to be the perfect comic relief of the season. The expanding DC universe. First up, we got a glimpse of Giganta, the classic Wonder Woman antagonist taking on the Man of Steel. The show's mecha style and kaiju aesthetic are stronger than ever. But the real bombshell for Season 3 isn't even in the trailer. Jessica Cruz, aka Green Lantern, is officially confirmed.
And this is way more than just a cameo. Warner and Adult Swim are using Season 3 of My Adventures with Superman as the ultimate launchpad for the newly confirmed spin-off, My Adventures with Green Lantern. The Green Lantern Corps' arrival proves the stakes are no longer just local. All that Kryptonian tech scattered across Earth has finally caught the attention of the Guardians of the Universe. Jessica Cruz will likely head to Earth to investigate the illegal use of alien tech in Metropolis, probably clashing with Superman before they realize they're on the same side against Cyborg Superman. I'm hyped for this. How about you?
The black suit? The trailer also settled the costume debate. Superman's red trunks are front and center and here to stay. But the burning question is, since we are in the reign of the Supermen, will we see Clark wear the legendary black regeneration suit with the silver shield at the climax of the season? It would be the icing on the cake. Season 3 drops on June 13th, and the promise is the biggest scale of action we've ever seen. But what about you guys? Do you think Lex Luthor is the mastermind behind Cyborg Superman and Superboy? Are Kara and Jimmy really going to become a couple? Leave all your theories right here in the comments. And if you want to understand how Green Lantern is going to connect with Superman, subscribe here so you don't miss the next breakdown. Thanks so much for sticking around till the end, and I'll see you soon.